morning, everyone. This is the report of Group 3 discussing Chapter 10, Determining the Right Location. I am Abby Santa Catalina, your first discussant. Before we proceed in today's topic, let me give you a quick recap on our previous lesson, which is Marketing and Pitching Ideas. We discussed the art of pitching, an essential skill for entrepreneurs aiming to attract investors, partners, and customers to their ventures. We learned about various forms of pitches, including sales and business pitch, each serving different purposes in communicating ideas effectively. We also learned of the 3 common exit strategies for businesses, which is acquisition, merger, and initial public offering, as well as the importance of considering these factors from the outset of your venture. We also discussed the importance of knowing your audience and tailoring your pitch accordingly. One of the key takeaways was understanding the importance of solving problems and compelling action in your pitch. Successful pitches are built on a foundation of addressing needs and inspiring actions. Just like the previous topic, selecting the right location also is about identifying opportunities, addressing challenges, and maximizing the potential for success. Let's explore how these principles apply as we learn about determining the right location. Introduction. One of the most important decisions the small business operator or SBO has to make is choosing the right location for his business. This is because the choice of location directly impacts a business' ability to attract customers and create revenue. A prime location with high foot traffic or easy accessibility can significantly increase the chances of success. Conversely, a poor location can lead to low visibility, fewer customers, and ultimately lower profits. Thus, the location decision is closely tied to the potential of making profits. The location must be made before actual operations begin. This is because the location dictates various aspects of businesses such as target market, competition, operating costs, and marketing strategies. Delaying or making a hasty decision about the location can result in missed opportunities or costly adjustments later on. The preliminary concern should be the lost opportunity to make profits. Every day a business operates in a suboptimal location, it potentially loses out on revenue and growth opportunities. These lost opportunities can accumulate over time and hinder the business's overall success. Therefore, the preliminary concern when selecting a location should be to minimize these opportunity costs by choosing a site that maximizes the potential for profits. The right location is a prerequisite to business success. Even with excellent products or services and effective marketing strategies, a business may struggle to thrive if it's located in an unfavorable area. On the other hand, a strategically chosen location can provide a competitive advantage and set the stage for long-term growth and sustainability. What is the right location? One will be situated on the extreme side of right location, while another will be on the extreme side of the wrong location. Those in between the extremes may be classified as nearly right or nearly wrong. For example, a coffee shop thrives in a place with heavy foot traffic, while manufacturing plants might require ample space and proximity to transportation hubs. Right location refers to the one that will bring the highest possible benefits to a firm, and a wrong location is the one which will bring the most disadvantages to the small business. The goal of identifying the right location is to maximize the benefits and advantages for the business while minimizing potential disadvantages. A right location is one that offers optimal conditions for the business to thrive, such as access to target market, suitable infrastructure, affordable real estate, and minimal competition. Conversely, a wrong location presents significant challenges and obstacles that could impede the business's success, such as low demand, high operating cost, or poor visibility. The right location for one firm, however, may be the wrong location for another firm and vice versa. What constitutes the right location varies from one business to another based on their unique circumstances, objectives, and requirements. Factors such as the nature of the products or services offered, target demographic, industry trends, and competitive landscape all influence the choice of location. Additionally, what may be considered the right location at one point in time may change due to shifts in the market dynamics, demographics, or regulatory changes. A location that initially offers favorable conditions for a business may become less suitable over time due to factors such as gentrification, economic downturns, or changes in consumer preferences. Therefore, businesses must continually reassess their locations to adapt to the evolving circumstances and maintain their competitive edge. General criteria for selecting a business location. Different types of small businesses equal different sets of criteria in determining the right business location. Small businesses span a wide range of industries, each with its unique requirements and consideration for location. For example, a retail store may prioritize factors such as foot traffic, visibility, and proximity to competitors, while manufacturing facilities may prioritize access to transportation networks, availability of skilled labor, and proximity to suppliers. Therefore, the criteria for selecting the right location will vary depending on the nature of the business and its specific needs. Some of the factors in the criteria set, however, are generally applicable to all types of small businesses. Despite the diversity of small businesses, some factors in the location criteria are generally acceptable across industries. These factors typically relate to broader geographic considerations such as the region, province, or state, and the city or town in which the business will be located. Selecting region. Statistical reports provide valuable insights into the growth patterns and economic performance of different regions. These reports typically include data on factors such as population growth, GDP growth, employment rates, income levels, and industry sectors driving growth. Analyzing this data allows prospective investors to identify regions that are experiencing robust economic expansion and favorable business conditions. Some regions emerge as a more desirable area for investment based on their growth patterns and economic performance. Regions with high rates of population growth, rising average family income, and strong economic indicators tend to attract more attention from investors. This desirability is often driven by the potential for higher consumer demand, increased purchasing power, and greater opportunities for business growth and profitability. In the context of the Philippines, regions like Metro Manila, Central Luzon, and Southern Luzon are often cited as prime areas for investment due to their favorable growth dynamics. Metro Manila, as the country's political, economic, and cultural center, offers a large and diverse consumer market, extensive infrastructure, and access to a skilled workforce. Central Luzon, with its strategic location and thriving industries such as agriculture, manufacturing, and logistics, presents opportunities for various businesses. Similarly, Southern Luzon, with its growing urban centers and tourism destinations, offers potential for investments across sectors. Prospective investors view regions with strong growth patterns and economic performance as a plus factor when considering where to establish their business. These regions typically offer a conducive business environment, supportive infrastructures, access to markets and resources, and favorable regulatory framework. By selecting such regions, investors aim to position their businesses for long-term success and maximize their return on investment.
Good day, this is Pancipane, and I will be the one to tackle selecting the province. So, in a given region, a province may be identified as more promising for a small business than other provinces. The following factors must be considered when identifying which province the small business will be located. The first is the proximity to markets, second is the proximity to supply of raw materials, third is the labor supply, and the last is the business climate. Proximity to markets. Small businesses must be as near to their markets as possible. This is most especially true if the cost of moving the products from the firms to its customers is high in relation to their value. An example of a small business where proximity to its market is very crucial is the bakery firm. Bakery firm is a service of retailing firms need to be situated in sites within the areas of their respective target markets. Proximity to the markets refers to how close a business is to its customers or target audience. It's essential because it impacts various aspects of a business operations and success. These aspects that are considered are: first, reduced cost. Being closer to customers means lower transportation costs, especially for products with low value to weight ratios. Next is the faster response. Proximity allows businesses to respond quickly to the customers' demands, market trends, and changes in preferences. Also, to improve customer experience. Being nearby enhances customer satisfaction by providing fresher products, quicker delivery times, and personalized services. And of course, better communication. Close proximity facilitates better communication and engagement with customers, leading to stronger relationships and loyalty. In essence, proximity to the markets enables businesses to operate more efficiently, meet customers' needs effectively, and achieve greater success in their respective industries. Next is proximity to supply of raw materials. When the raw material requirements of a small firm are voluminous and frequent acquisitions are made, the company must consider locating in the province where the raw materials are sourced. This will provide the firm with the advantage of reducing considerably its raw material acquisition cost. Consideration includes cost efficiency. When a business is located close to the source of its raw materials, it can significantly reduce transportation costs. Raw materials that are bulky or perishable can be expensive to transport over long distances. By being nearby, the business can save on logistics expenses, making its operations more cost effective. Next is supply chain reliability. Being near the source of raw materials also improves the reliability and stability of the supply chain. Shorter distances mean shorter lead times, reducing the risk of delays or disruptions in receiving essential inputs. This reliability is crucial for maintaining consistent production schedules and meeting customer demands on time. Also, proximity to raw material source allows for better quality control. Businesses can oversee the sourcing and handling of raw materials more closely, ensuring that they meet the required standards and specifications. This is particularly important for industries where raw material quality directly impacts the final product's quality. Additionally, access to local raw materials can provide a competitive advantage. It can lead to lower production costs compared to competitors who source materials from farther away. This cost advantage can be passed on the customers through competitive pricing or reinvested into business growth and development. Next is labor supply. The small business must be located in the province where its labor requirements will be supplied sufficiently. The labor requirements that are classified as managerial, specialist, and skilled laborers must be available. There are certain provinces where there is a dearth of certain classes of manpower. For example, if the prospective small business investor is considering putting up an advertising firm, he will have to locate in a province where there is a sufficient supply of labor with skills in advertising. Metro Manila happens to be the residing place of many specialists and people with managerial skills. Some of them reside in provinces bordering Metro Manila. Because of this, some of the small businesses with special requirements for the manpower could choose to locate in any of the provinces bordering Metro Manila. Labor supply refers to the availability and accessibility of workers with the necessary skills and qualifications to meet a business staffing requirements. It's a crucial factor for small businesses to consider when choosing a location. Managerial skills, these are essential for overseeing business operations, making strategic decisions, and leading teams effectively. Provinces with a pool of experienced managers and executives are favorable for businesses requiring strong leadership. Specialized skills. Certain industries or functions may require specialized expertise, such as advertising, technology, healthcare, or engineering. Locating in a province with a sufficient supply of specialists in these fields ensures that the business can access the talent it needs to excel in its niche. Skilled labor. Skilled workers encompass a range of professions from technicians and craftsmen to professionals like accountants, designers, and IT specialists. Having access to skilled labor ensures that businesses can meet technical demands and deliver high quality products or services. The last factor to consider in identifying which province the small business will be located is the business climate. Small businesses are expected to thrive in places where they transact business more efficiently. Some provinces are more business friendly than others. They are so because they provide certain incentives for small business like tax holidays, lower fees, minimum restrictions, and others. In choosing the province where to locate one business, a comparison of the business climate offered by each province must be made. The business climate describes the overall conditions and environment in which business operate within a specific region or province. It includes factors like regulatory environment, which refers to government regulations, licensing requirements, and bureaucratic processes that businesses must comply with. A favorable business climate has clear and fair regulations. Next is taxation policies. Tax policies greatly impact businesses' financial health. Provinces with lower taxes, tax incentives, and tax breaks for businesses are more attractive as they reduce the overall cost of doing business. Also, the cost of doing business. This includes expenses like real estate, labor, utilities, and other operational costs. Provinces with lower cost of doing business are more favorable for businesses, especially small ones with limited resources. And the infrastructure. Access to reliable infrastructure such as transportation networks, communication systems, utilities, and technological resources is crucial. Provinces with well developed infrastructure support efficient business operations and growth.
Good day everyone, I am May Medalla and I will now discuss how a city or town must be selected. After identifying the province where the small business will be located, the specific city or town within the province must be selected. In choosing a specific city or town, the following factors must be considered: population trends, local laws and regulations, competition, compatibility with the community, transportation, public services, police and fire protection, and reputation of the location. By carefully considering these factors, the small business investor can make an informed decision about the best city or town for their small business. One of the first things that we need to consider is the population trends. In a given province, some towns grow faster than others in terms of population and income. One or two of these towns may be more appropriate as location for small business, especially when any or all of the following are considered. The first one is the population size and density. Towns or cities with large populations are likely candidates for locating many types of small businesses. For example, those that have higher population densities are especially favorable to firms offering cable TV services, beauty shops, tutorial services, laundry shops, and many others. Next is the growth trends. Population growth trends indicate whether the city or town is growing or dying. A declining population will surely affect demand for products and services. Growth trends are useful in determining the ranks of cities or towns in terms of growth. They also need to consider family size. Big families tend to have some needs that are different from those of small families. Double-deck beds, for instance, are more appealing to big than small families. Therefore, data on family size will be very important to small businesses dealing with significant products or services. Another one is age breakdowns, which will provide better insights to the small business investor in making location decisions. For example, if the product offerings are for the elderly, the investor will prefer a city or town with a sufficient number of elderly people. In addition, the level of education of a city or town's population will be a relevant factor for small businesses producing or selling books, magazines, newspapers, calculators, computers, and the like. Moreover, the income level of the population of a city or town will provide the small business investor with data on purchasing power. A population with high income levels will tend to have a higher purchasing power. Next is the sexes of the people in the prospective town or city. Although the population of most cities and towns are more or less evenly distributed between the sexes, it is sometimes important for small businesses to be assured that this is so. This concern is made more important because the third sex also has needs that could be served. Knowing the exact number of target customers in a given area, whether they are men, women, or gay, is an advantage to the prospective SBO, especially in selecting a suitable location for business. Furthermore, the small business investor must also consider the religious beliefs of a city's population because it can sometimes affect the way a small business operates. Some of the needs of a Muslim-dominated town, for instance, will be different from the needs of a Christian-dominated town. For example, a small business that is engaged in manufacturing images of saints will be more appropriately located in a city populated by Catholics. Lastly, different ethnic groups exhibit different needs. Some prefer to spend more on glamour products while others prefer to save money. Their needs will dictate which type of small business will survive in a city or town. It will be wise for the small business investor to know about such differences in the behavior of some groups of people because this will help him choose a good location for his business. The other factors to consider when selecting the city or town are the local laws and regulation as well as competition. The small business investor must compare the local laws and regulations of the different towns within the province of his choice. He will find out that some towns provide a climate conducive to small business operations. Some towns, for instance, impose lower business taxes. Additionally, some towns and cities are already saturated with certain types of business. If the small business investor finds a town under consideration with too much competition in his line of business, he should shift his attention to another town. A small business investor must also consider the compatibility of the business to the community where it will be located. For instance, a growth-oriented small business will be best located in a town that aspires to develop their community. Likewise, a city where people care about their health would be a good place to locate a small business selling health foods.
A pleasant day to everyone. I am Charles Jean P. Mancenido and I am going to discuss the next factors in terms of selecting the city or town. So next is the transportation. It is very important that the firm should be located in a town with adequate and reasonably priced transportation services. So when considering the location of the business, think about how easy it is for both suppliers and customers to reach you. Being close to where you get your materials means less time and money spent on transportation, while being near your customers makes it easier for them to buy from you. Plus, having good roads, ports, or airports nearby makes it smoother to get your products out there. And don't forget about your employees. Being in a spot with good transportation options means they can get to work more easily. All these factors affect your cost, your reach, and even your ability to handle emergencies. So it's pretty important to consider when picking your business location. And next is the public services, wherein towns or cities that provide adequate services like those on water and sewerage, trash and garbage collection, among others, must be regarded as plus factors in choosing a location. So, businesses must take into account public services like trash collection, sewage, water, and other utilities since they enhance overall operational effectiveness and cost effectiveness. The availability of these services affects a number of business operations, including utility cost, employee welfare, and sanitary conditions. If these services are not easily accessible, businesses may be required to pay more to provide these services on their own, which could have an impact on their competitiveness and profitability. Therefore, a business viability and sustainability can be increased by selecting a location with sufficient public services. Let's now proceed with police and fire protection. Towns or cities that do not provide adequate police and fire protection should be ruled out in choosing a location. So, when choosing the ideal site for a business, it is crucial to take the presence of the police and fire protection into account. Its primary goal is to guarantee the safety and security of the business's properties, personnel, and clients. So, by doing so, it lowers the possibility of criminal activity and makes it possible to respond quickly to emergencies like fires or medical issues. And additionally, it guarantees legal compliance since companies frequently have to adhere to safety standards and laws that include having access to emergency services. Failing to do so may lead to fines or legal problems. Therefore, reliable emergency services minimize the damage and disruptions during emergencies, ensuring smooth business operation and enhancing reputation. Thus, considering police and fire protection is crucial for the safety, legality, resilience, and reputation of the business. Next is the reputation of the location. Some cities and towns have established reputation which may not contribute to the achievement of the goals of the firm. So, in considering a location for a business, reputation is a critical factor that must be taken into account. Customer perception is heavily influenced by a city or town's reputation, which has a direct impact on how prospective customers see a business. Thus, a business's brand image can be strengthened by being in a respectable location, which is important for attracting potential people and building customer loyalty. Reputable locations also provide access to a talented workforce because they draw professionals, which makes hiring and innovation easier. Added to that, a location's regulatory environment, as represented in its reputation, can have a substantial impact on operating expenses and ease of doing business. Therefore, assessing a location's reputation allows businesses to make informed decisions that correspond with their goals and contribute to their long-term success.
Good morning, everyone. I am Joanna Marie Esperas, and I'll be discussing the steps in selecting a business location for retailers. Now, selecting the right location for a retail business is a crucial decision that can significantly impact its success. It requires careful consideration of various factors to ensure that the chosen location can provide the necessary volume of customers and profitability. Now, in this guide, we will explore the steps involved in selecting a business location for retailers, focusing on the importance of choosing a viable community, evaluating economic factors, assessing the population demographics, and understanding the competitive landscape. Now, by following these steps, retailers can make informed decisions that set their business up for success. Selecting the right location is paramount for retailers as it can significantly impact their success. Unlike other businesses, retailers must consider unique criteria when choosing a location. This process involves three major steps. First is choosing a viable community. Second is selecting the trading area, and third is evaluating the specific site. And each step play a crucial role in determining the potential success of a retail business. One of the key considerations is choosing a viable community that has the capacity to provide an adequate and profitable volume for the small business. This involves evaluating three general factors to determine the best geographic area for the business. First is economics. Areas with a stable economic base must be chosen by the SBO rather than those without a stable economic base. An economically stable area is one which has a balanced mix of business establishments. Now, it is essential to select areas with a stable economic base. An economically stable area is characterized by a balanced mix of business establishments. For example, Areas with a predominantly agricultural focus may not be suitable for a small business manufacturing concern. However, businesses that complement or supplement farming or fishing, such as wholesaling and retailing of fertilizer and pesticides, may thrive in such areas. Second is the population. Now, understanding the characteristic of the population relevant to the location decision is crucial. Important aspects to review include the size of the population in the area under consideration, the growth trend of the population, the average income of potential customers, and population changes in recent years. Now, this information helps determine if the area can support the business and if there is a demand for its product or services. The size of the population in the area under consideration is crucial as it directly impacts the potential customer base for the retail business. A larger population generally indicates a larger customer base, which can be beneficial for retail businesses looking to attract a high volume of customers. However, it is also important to consider the density of the population, as a sparse population spread over a large area may not be as conducive to retail success as a dense population in smaller area. And understanding the growth trend of the population is important for predicting future demand for products or services. A growing population suggests an increasing demand, which can be advantageous for retail businesses looking to expand their customer base. On the other hand, a declining population may indicate a shrinking market, which could pose challenges for retailers. And the average income of potential customers is an important factor in determining the purchasing power of the population. Retail businesses targeting higher income customers may fare better in areas where the average income is relatively high, as this customer may be more willing to spend on discretionary items. Conversely, businesses targeting lower income customers may find success in areas where the average income is lower, as these customers may prioritize affordability. And lastly, examining population changes in recent years can provide valuable insights into the dynamics of the local market. For example, a significant influx of young professionals into an area may indicate a growing market for trendy and upscale retail offerings, while an aging population may suggest a higher demand for healthcare and senior-focused products and services. And in conclusion, understanding these aspects of the population can help retailers make informed decisions about their business location, ensuring that they are able to cater the needs and preferences of their target market. The third is competition. No matter how large an area is, it can only support a certain number of competing firms. If too many of the same types of businesses are located in one area, they may have the difficulty in obtaining the sales volume they desire. Assessing the level of the competition in the area is vital. While a large area may seem to offer ample opportunities, it can only support a certain number of competing firms. If there are too many similar businesses in one area, they may struggle to achieve the desired sales volume, leading to bankruptcies. It's crucial for the small business owner to determine if the area can support another business. However, having a unique advantage over competitors, such as an excellent location, can make a significant difference in the business success. In conclusion, selecting a business location involves careful consideration of the economic stability of the area, the characteristics of the population, and the level of competition. And by evaluating these factors, small business owners can make informed decisions that increase the likelihood of success.
Good day, I am J. Balane and I will be the one to discuss the next step in starting a business, which is selecting the trading area. Trading area is the geographic area from which a business draws its customers. In choosing a business location, several trading areas must be considered and evaluated. Aspects that must be considered in trading area analysis are the following. The first one is the demographic and socioeconomic characteristics of consumers. Understanding the demographic and socioeconomic characteristics of consumers is crucial when selecting a trading area for several reasons. The first reason is the target market identification. Demographic data helps identify the target market for a business. Knowing the age, gender, income levels, and education, and other demographic factors of consumers in an area allows businesses to tailor their products and services to meet the needs of their target audience. Next reason is the consumer behavior analysis. Socioeconomic characteristics provide insights into consumer behavior patterns. Understanding the purchasing power, spending habits, lifestyle choices, and preferences of consumers helps businesses develop effective marketing strategies. Next is the market segmentation. Demographic information allows businesses to segment the market based on different characteristics. By dividing the market into distinct groups, businesses can target specific consumer segments with customized marketing campaigns. Next is the competitive advantage. Knowing the demographic and socioeconomic data can give businesses a competitive advantage. By understanding the needs and preferences of consumers in a trading area, businesses can differentiate themselves from competitors and attract loyal customers. Next is the location selection. Demographic and socioeconomic factors influence the choice of business location for a business. Businesses may prefer areas with high concentration of their target demographic or areas with sufficient purchasing power to support their products or services. Now let us proceed to the next one, which is the focus of promotional activities. When selecting a trading area, understanding the focus of promotional activities is essential for several reasons. The first reason is for the targeting of the right audiences. Knowing the focus of promotional activities helps businesses identify the target audience for their marketing efforts. By understanding the promotional objectives, businesses can tailor their messages to resonate with the intended audience in the trading area. In addition, understanding the focus of promotional activities in a trading area, businesses can develop targeted marketing strategies that resonate with consumers, drive brand awareness, increase sales, and ultimately contribute to the overall success of their business in the chosen market. Third one is the determination of whether the proposed location will service new customers or take away business from existing competitors. There are several factors. The first one is the market analysis. So conducting a thorough market analysis helps assess the demand for products or services in the proposed location. So understanding the size of the target market and the consumer preferences can indicate whether the business will attract new customers or compete for market share with existing competitors. Next is the differentiation. Assessing how the business differentiates itself from competitors is essential. Unique selling propositions, pricing strategies, product offerings, customer service, and branding can influence whether the business attracts new customers or draws existing customers away from competitors. Fourth one is determination of the number of outlets that can be operated, the geographic weaknesses of the proposed trading area. When determining the number of outlets that can be operated and identifying the geographic weaknesses of a proposed trading area, businesses need to consider the following. The first one is the market demand. Analyze market demand to identify the potential for multiple outlets. Understanding customer needs, preferences, and purchasing behavior can help determine if there is a sufficient demand to support multiple locations. Next is the operational capacity. Assess the operational capacity of the business to manage multiple outlets effectively. Consider factors such as staffing, supply chain logistics, inventory management, and quality control to ensure smooth operations across all outlets. By carefully evaluating these factors, businesses can make informed decisions regarding the number of outlets to operate and address the geographic weaknesses of the proposed trading area. Mitigating these weaknesses through strategic planning, market analysis, and tailored marketing strategies can enhance a business's chances of success and sustainable growth in the chosen market. The last one is the other factors like competition, availability of the firms, availability of labor, location of suppliers, legal restrictions, and many others. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is the composition of the trading area. The trading area consists of the following parts. The first part is the primary trading area. This is where the 50 to 60% of retailers' customers come from. It is the closest to where the retailing firm is located and possesses the highest density of customers of the firm. Next is the secondary trading area. This is where the 20 to 25% of the firm's customers come from. And last is the fringe trading area. This is where the remaining customers of the firm come from. Next topic is the types of location. So location are of various types, and it is to the best interest of the retailer to determine which type is the best suited for his or her product or service offerings. So location may be classified as follows. The first one is the central business district. So the central business district refers to the unplanned shopping area around the geographic point at which all public transportation systems converge. So the advantages of locating in the central business district is the easy access to public transportations, wide product assortment, variety in images, prices, and services, proximity to commercial activities. On the other hand, the disadvantages of locating in the central business district is the inadequate parking spaces, older stores in the same area, high rents and taxes, traffic delivery, congestion, and potentially high crime, as well as the generally decaying conditions of central business districts in many cities. The next location is the shopping center. The shopping center refers to a centrally owned or managed shopping district which is planned, has a balanced tenancy in which stores complement each other in merchandise offerings, and it is surrounded by parking facilities. In addition, it is a designated area within a city or town that is known for its high concentration of retail stores, boutiques, shopping malls, and other establishments offering a wide range of goods and services. The advantage of locating in a shopping center is the heavy customer traffic resulting from a wide range of product offerings, nearness to population, cooperative planning and sharing of common costs, access to highway and availability of parking, lower crime rate, clean, neat environment, more than adequate parking space. The advantage, on the other hand, is the inflexible store hours, high rents, restrictions as to the merchandise the retailer may carry, inflexible operations, possibility of too much competition, and the dominance of smaller stores led by the anchor store. The last location is the freestanding retailer. A freestanding retailer refers to a retail store or establishment that operates independently, not being physically connected to other stores within a shopping center or a mall, typically having its own standalone building or location. So this allows the retailer to establish a unique presence, branding, and identity often found in high traffic areas or along major roads to attract customers with their distinct offerings and services. So they are often located along major traffic arteries without any adjacent retailers selling competing products to share the traffic. The advantages of locating in this location is the lack of direct competition, lower rents, freedom in operation and hours, facilities that can be adapted to individual needs of the retailer, and inexpensive parking spaces. The disadvantage, on the other hand, is the lack of drawing power of complementary store, difficulties in attracting customers for initial visit, higher advertising and promotional costs, operating costs that cannot be shared with others, and the possible cash outlays in constructing the stores instead of renting. And last is the zoning ordinances that maybe restrict some activities. So thank you. That would be all for my topic. And the next one is the evaluating the specific site to be discussed by the next reporter.
Good day everyone, I am Jemima Torilla, your last discussant. So the next step after selecting the trading area is evaluating the specific site. It says that after determining the trading area where the small retail business will be located, the specific site must be pinpointed. But first, a listing of possible specific sites must be made. This will be followed by evaluation of the listed sites considering the following. First is the pedestrian traffic. A site that has more people passing by is preferable over one with less pedestrian traffic. So choosing a location with lots of people walking by is better for your retail business. More foot traffic means more potential customers noticing your shop and stopping in. Areas with lot of pedestrians tend to be livelier, so can attract even more customers. So it's smart to pick a spot with plenty of foot traffic for your business. Next is vehicular traffic. Certain types of business like car parts retailing are more appropriate in sites with heavy vehicular traffic because these are better off in places where there are lots of cars passing by instead of people walking. This makes it easier for customers who arrive by car to find and access the store. So for these types of businesses, it's important to choose locations with heavy traffic of vehicles. Next is parking facilities. Parking facilities provide convenience to customers and should be regarded as a plus factor in the selection of a site. Having parking is great for customers and should be considered a bonus when choosing a location. It makes it easier for people to visit your store, especially if they're driving. So when picking a spot for your business, it's good to go for places with parking. Next is the transportation. It's good to look for places with access to public transportation, close to major highways and easy for deliveries. It makes it simpler for customers to reach you and for goods to arrive smoothly. So, prioritize locations with these perks when deciding on a site. Next is store composition. Check out what the other stores are around because some of them work well together. It's smart to pick a spot where your store can fit in nicely with the others and attract more customers. Next is the internal characteristics of the specific sites. The internal characteristics of the proposed site must be evaluated. Among those that must be considered are: first is the visibility of the site, second is the placement in the location, third is the size and shape of the lot, fourth is the size and shape of the building, and last is the condition of the lot and building. Considering these internal characteristics helps you determine if the site is suitable for your business needs and if any adjustment or improvements are necessary for it to work well for you. Lastly is the terms of occupancy. The terms of occupancy of the site must be also evaluated. The following must be scrutinized. First is the ownership and lease options. Second is the operations and the maintenance cost. Third is the taxes. Fourth is the zoning restrictions. And fifth is the voluntary restrictions like uniform store hours and cooperative security forces. By examining these factors, you can ensure that the site is not only suitable for your business but also financially viable and compliant with any regulations and agreements. Now, let's proceed to the locating the small manufacturing firm. The small manufacturing firm is saddled with certain limitations in choosing a location. Big cities are desirable locations because of proximity to a bigger percentage of the population. However, zoning laws implemented in big cities are more restrictive than those imposed by small towns. To avoid the said difficulty, some manufacturing firms locate in a small town just outside the boundary of the city. This makes the manufacturing firms very near to the market but out of reach of the restrictive ordinance of the city. So the small manufacturing firms want to be close to lots of customers. So big cities seems to be a good choice. But big cities have strict rules about where factories can be located, and making it tough for these firms to set up shop there. So some of them decided to move to small towns right outside the city. This way, they're still near their customers, but they don't have to deal with all the strict rules of the big city. For example, a furniture making company might choose to set up its factory in a small town near a big city to avoid the city's tough rules on where factories can be located. Even if some manufacturing firms wanted to be near their market, they cannot afford to be situated away from the source of their raw materials. This may be because of the following. First is the factory produces much waste in processing the materials. Second is the raw materials are perishable, and so the factory should be situated close to the source of raw materials. Third is the raw materials such as iron and stone are very bulky. And the last one is the distribution methods or expenses are make one site more cost effective than another. While being close to customer is important, being near the source of raw materials can be crucial for manufacturing firms due to factors that I've mentioned. So let's proceed to the procedure in locating a small manufacturing firm. In locating a small manufacturing firm, the following specific steps are recommended. First is to determine if the proposed area allows the type of manufacturing under consideration. It's like making sure that the proposed location allows the type of manufacturing you plan to do. Second is determine the following. Letter A is the adequacy of shipping facilities. You'll see if there are enough facilities nearby to transport materials and products. Next is letter B, types of buildings available for lease or rent. You look into available buildings for lease or rent that suits your needs. And letter C is the distance from factory to market and resulting shipping cost. You consider how far your factory will from your customers and calculate shipping costs. Number 3 is to determine the availability of the following. Letter A is the cheap fuel. Find out if the fuel is affordable and accessible. Letter B is the power and water. You'll ensure reliable access to electricity and water. Letter C is the skilled labor if required. You'll check if there are enough skilled workers available if your manufacturing requires them. And letter D is the financing facilities. Explore available financing facilities to support your business. So now let's move forward to locating the service firm. Service firms are those specifically sought by customers. If the customers are satisfied with the service they provide, they will be continuously patronized even if a competitor is more accessible. However, there is a point where the customers will be indifferent to the quality of service if the firm providing is too far enough. So, service firms are places where customers go to get specific services they need, like getting a haircut or manicure and pedicure. This business relies on keeping their customers happy to make them patronize, even if there are other options nearby. For example, you want to get a haircut because it's too hot having long hair, and you have a favorite salon that you always go to because they do a great job even if it's far. It shows that you value good services. However, there's a limit. If the salon is too far, you might decide not to go, even if they provide excellent service. At that point, you might choose a closer salon, even if it's not your favorite. So, when looking for service firms, remember that it's important to find a balance. Choose a place that provides good services and is convenient for you to reach. This way, you'll be happy with the service you get and won't mind coming back again and again. So that ends my discussion. Thank you.
And now, we're on the last slide, the summary and conclusion. This chapter goes into great detail about how important it is to choose the right location for a business. It highlights the crucial part wherein the location plays a role in a venture's success or failure and provides us an insightful information about the complex factors that go into this process. The important consideration for site selection starts from carefully looking at zoning regulations, estimated costs, accessibility, visibility, competitive and demographic analysis. It also emphasizes how important it is to carry out thorough feasibility and market research in order to determine which location would be best for your business. All these processes are a priceless tool that gives entrepreneurs and small business owners the information they need to make well-informed decisions on where to locate their businesses, increasing the likelihood that they will succeed. So, in conclusion, determining a business's location is a complex process that has a big influence on whether it succeeds or fails. This chapter emphasizes the significance of these factors and offers small business owners and entrepreneurs a way to increase their chances of success. And that is all. Thank you.